Hey guys, today I have a book haul to share with you. This tea smells really good. Welcome back to That Cozy Book Nook, everyone. Hi, if you're new, my name is Tori, and I have a book haul today. I'm happy about it, but I'm also not that happy about it because I bought these books from Books A Million, which is closing their Chicago location. So they were having a sale, 20 to 40% off, and so that's where I got the books from. So it's like, yay, books, but sad that the store is closing. It's such a great bookstore. So you walk in there and it's just so warm, and the booksellers are among the friendliest I think I've ever encountered. It's definitely going to be a huge loss. I didn't shop in there too frequently, which is I'm probably a part of the problem why they're closing. But they are kind of on the expensive side. They have full book retail prices, and so they're really similar to Barnes & Noble in that aspect. So I couldn't be up in there every week shelling out $15. One of the positives about the sale is that it encouraged more people to go in there and buy up everything. And so I did get 3 books from the sale, and I also have 2 books from Amazon. I had an Amazon credit, and so I ordered 2 books from there, and I will share those with you guys as well. But first, I did get some bookmarks from the sale too, which I need to show you guys these bookmarks. This closing sale has been actually happening for about 2 weeks now, and so this bookmark I bought a couple of weeks ago, and it says 2 roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. And this is by Robert Frost. And then the next bookmark that I have here is from Winnie the Pooh by A.A. Milne, and it says, "You're braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think." I have a few bookmarks like these. I believe they're only sold at Books A Million in the physical stores as well as online. So I will leave a link to these in the description box if you want to buy these. I love bookmarks like these, but I will say they are kind of on the pricier side. I mean, $3.99 for a bookmark just seems a little bit much, but because they were on sale, I got them for $2. Ooh. And then the other bookmarks that I have, this one's just really simple. It just says Book Nerd on it. Shout out to the glasses. This is a last line bookmark. It's a smart bookmark. Wait, I will demonstrate to you guys how it works. So let's say you're reading Dune, right, by Frank Herbert. And this is not one of the books that I bought, by the way. But let's say you're reading and you only made it to the second sentence of the first page, and you're like, oh, I'm tired. You just slip in the last line bookmark and boom, it's magic. I know you guys can't take this excitement. I know, it's okay. Let's get on to the really good stuff, the books. So the first book that I picked up from the sale is one that I've never heard of before, and that is We All Looked Up, and this is by Tommy Wallach. And it says, Tommy Wallach's We All Looked Up is a triumphant debut. Wait for it. This generation's The Stand, guys, by Stephen King. I'm a huge Stephen King fan, and I've also read The Stand. So, I mean, those are some strong words. My face was really skeptical in the store. I mean, I went from being happy 1 minute to my whole face just scrunching up in complete disbelief. But I stood there in the aisle, and I actually read the first few pages of this book, and it really did grab my attention. One of my friends on Goodreads, she gave it a 3 stars, a solid 3 stars, and she said, this is honestly like The Breakfast Club meets the apocalypse. But this book does follow a group of teenagers, and they're made aware that an asteroid is coming to Earth, and so they have a certain amount of time. They're trying to get rid of all of their labels, so jock, nerd, all this kind of stuff, and just that journey of banding together in the face of the impending apocalypse should be really interesting. I'm going out of town in a few days, and I will be taking this book with me, although I'm flying, so reading a book about the apocalypse is probably not the best. Okay, whatever. And the next book that I got from the sale is The Book of Strange New Things, and this is by Michael Faber. I am totally unfamiliar with Michael Faber's work. He's really famous for The Crimson Petal and the White. This follows a man named Peter. Peter is married, and he gets this opportunity to travel to this place that's light years away from where he's from, and leave his wife behind to go preach to a native population. But while he's there, he starts getting letters from his wife back home that are just becoming more and more alarming, and telling him about things that are happening within the government. The government's not doing so hot apparently, and that natural disasters are happening with more and more frequency. Because of that, Peter is really torn between staying and preaching to this native population and doing what he believes is this great humanitarian work, or going back home to be with his wife and to deal with all the horrible things that are happening back at home. This is classified as a science fiction novel, and so in the midst of that, there will be all these sci-fi elements to it, which would be really intriguing. This has been described as having a haunting approach to such universal topics like love and faith and marriage, and it'll be interesting to see how Michael Faber explores that in the realm of science fiction. The next book that I have from the sale is Welcome to Night Vale. Oh my goodness, guys. This is by Joseph Fink and Jeffrey Craner. This book comes from the hit podcast of the same name called Welcome to Night Vale. If you guys are not listening to the podcast, I highly recommend it. I just started listening to it recently. It is actually really blowing my mind right now. The podcast is told in the style of community updates for this fictional town in somewhere in the southwestern United States called Night Vale. And this is a town that just firmly believes in government conspiracies and just all of the weird and supernatural elements that are just kind of out there. And so the host basically gives community updates about the strange things that have been happening. The writing and the voice acting, I mean, it's just a well done, addicting podcast. I was familiar that the book did exist, but it just hasn't really been on my radar because I've just been wanting to listen to the podcast. But when I saw this on sale at Books A Million, I had to pick it up. This is a completely separate story than what we've been hearing about in the podcast, but it definitely exists in the same town. This is just another take on the weirdness that happens in Night Vale. One of the blurbs on the back of the book comes from Patrick Rothfuss, who's the author of The Name of the Wind and The Wise Man's Fear, and he says, "I've been a fan of Welcome to Night Vale for years, and in that time, writers Jeffrey Craner and Joseph Fink have delighted me with stories that are clever, twisted, beautiful, strange, wonderful, and sweet. This book does all of that and so much more. It's even better than I had hoped. I think this might be the best book I've read in years." This is gonna happen soon. Stay tuned, guys. So those 3 books, as well as the bookmarks, are all the things that I bought from the Books A Million sale. But I also have 2 books here that I bought from Amazon. And the first book that I have here is The Edge of Never, and this is by J.A. Redmersky. It's contemporary romance, but it's classified as a new adult contemporary romance. Subgenres are really throwing me off nowadays, guys. I mean, what really is new adult? Is new adult college age? I have no idea. This follows a 20-year-old girl named Cameron, and she thinks she has her whole life planned out, or she thought she had her whole life planned out. And one day she just gets completely fed up with everything, and she takes her keys, she takes her purse, and she catches a Greyhound. It is on this journey that she meets this boy named Andrew Parrish. He doesn't sound like good news to me. Andrew just starts influencing Cameron's life in unexpected ways, changing the way she thinks about things and introducing her to new experiences. That's really all I know, so we'll see where it goes from there. The blurb on the front of the book is from Marcy's book blog, and it says 5 stars plus! This is one of the best books that I have ever read, so I mean, you can't argue with Marcy. And the last book that I got from Amazon is Alexander Hamilton, and this is by Ron Chernow. I'm sure you guys have never seen this before. I did graduate from Hamilton College, and let me tell you guys, they did not cover this in freshman orientation. I'm sure most of us are familiar with the musical that is completely dominating our culture right now, but I mean, you can't argue with the source material. This right here, this is just an incredible sweep of Alexander Hamilton's entire life, just from his really turbulent childhood and his whole history up until he came to the States, and then the profound impact that he had in shaping our American government. And so, I mean, this will just be a really in-depth look at his life, and I'm really excited to get to this. I'm not making any promises as to when I will get to this because this book is huge. We need to invest some time in this over here. I think when I finally do get to it, it'll just be a completely rewarding experience. Fun fact, I was a tour guide, and we always said that Alexander Hamilton never stepped foot on the campus, so he founded a school that he never saw. Thanks, bro. That's it, guys. That's all I got for you. I hope you guys really enjoyed this book haul. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Let me know what books you bought recently. What are you excited to read in February? I want to hear about it. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I truly appreciate it, as always. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. But until then, stay cozy, guys.